Greetings everyone, welcome to video number 33 in a project management series presented by Process Geekoid. Today's agenda will be going over reviewing the PMBOK process table as well as the 30th process, which is Manage Project Team process. This process occurs at the intersection of the Human Resource Knowledge area and the Executing Process group. As always, please subscribe, like, and comment. So let's move forward. Now that we have planned for our resources, acquired our resources, and trained them, the last part of the HR knowledge area is managing the project team. Note, this is the only process / knowledge area that does not have a controlling process tied to it, because you cannot control people, only manage people, and managing the people is part of execution, the act of doing. So, Manage Project Team is the process of tracking team member performance, providing feedback, resolving issues, and managing team changes to optimize project performance. The key benefit of this process is that it influences team behavior, manages conflict, resolves issues, and appraises team member performance. Next, the ITTO's inputs, tools, techniques, and outputs for Managed Project Team process are shown here. For inputs, we have Human Resource Management Plan that's coming from Plan Human Resources, and this includes the roles and responsibilities, organizational charts that shows the number of people needed, and then we also have the Staffing Management Plan that shows the time period each project team resource is going to be available, along with the number of resources available at any given time. Then we have project staff assignments, output from acquire project team process. So this is just showing where each resource is being assigned to which task in the project. Next input is team performance assessments. This is an output coming from develop project team, and basically it shows how well the project is doing and how the project team members are doing in relevance to the project. Then we have issue log. Recall that issue log is a rejected change coming from the perform integrated change control and inputted to manage stakeholder engagement process, yielding the issue log. So the issue log is an input here because we need to inform the team of changes that did not go through and explain the course of action that will or has been taken to move forward on the project. So keep in mind that a risk that has not been escalated tends to become an issue. So when we identify risks in risk planning, we need to document them in the risk register and do not gloss over risk planning, because if you don't document the risk in the initial phases of risk planning, you will have issues come up because these risks were not discussed. As a result, you have a lot of change requests, and some of those change requests do not get accepted and become rejected, resulting in an issue log. So that makes sense because we need to inform the project team where and when we do have rejected changes, and if so, what steps we take next to make sure that we can finish up the project on time. Next input is work performance reports. This is coming from monitor and control project work in the integration knowledge area, and basically we have a physical electronic representation of all the work performance information compiled in project documents intended to generate decisions, actions, or awareness. So the report could specifically detail the project progress and major accomplishments done by the team members. So this is a way to gauge how well the team is doing, and managing the project team involves also giving assessments. As we'll see in the tools section, we have coming up, we also have the performance appraisal, so that ties into it. So next input is we have organizational process assets, and these are internal policies and procedures such as certificate of appreciation, newsletters, websites, bonus structures, corporate appeal, and etc. So these are things that will help the team manage themselves, and also for a project manager to reward exceptional team members. For tools and techniques, we have observation and conversation. This is where we are, as a project management team, observe the team, talk to team members on what they're doing and progress, and we are going to put that information in form of a report eventually and update the plan. Project performance appraisals, it's basically where we're trying to appraise our project team members and see how well they're doing and give rewards as needed. Conflict management is where we're looking at tries to solve problems here. So typical causes of conflict management could be coming from scarce resources, scheduling, priorities, personal work styles. Also could be coming from team ground rules, group norms where people just act normal and it causes problems because certain projects require a change in mindset, communication planning, and role definition. So these things typically end up being conflicts, and the ways to solve these problems typically is through conflict resolution. And you have 5 types. You have withdraw, where you're trying to retreat from an actual or potential conflict situation, postponing the issue to be better prepared or to be resolved by others. Typically, this is not the way to go because as a project manager, we're trying to be proactive and solve the problems. Next, you have smooth and accommodate. Basically, you're trying to emphasize areas of agreement rather than areas of difference. So conceding one's position to the needs of the others to maintain harmony and relationships. This might be helpful, but sometimes this is looked as a biased way to deal with the problem because you're leaning towards one person and not taking into the other person's view. Next, you have compromise reconcile. You're searching for solutions that bring some degree of satisfaction to all parties in order to temporarily or partially resolve the conflict. This is a lose-lose scenario where you have each party has to give up something in order to come to a mutual consensus to succeed in the project. And force and direct is just pushing one's viewpoint at the expense of others, offering only a win-lose situation, whereas compromise reconcile is lose-lose, smooth accommodate is a win-lose, and withdraw is a lose-lose situation. So in the course of force direct, you're forcing your viewpoint on the expense of others, offering only win-lose solutions, usually enforced through a power of position to resolve an emergency. The best type of problem-solving technique for the conflict management is to collaborate and problem-solve. And that is going to be incorporating multiple viewpoints and insights from different perspectives and different team members, which requires a cooperative attitude and open dialogue that typically leads to consensus and commitment by all team members. Next tool and technique, we have interpersonal skills. This includes leadership, influencing, and effective decision making. So as a leader, we need to direct, facilitate, coach, support, be autocratic, let the team drive itself, and consult the team when needed. Then you have influencing, ability to persuade and clearly articulate points and positions, and be in high level of active and effective listening skills. Be aware and consider the various perspectives in any situation. Gather relevant and critical information to address important issues and reach agreements while maintaining mutual trust. Effective decision making consists of focusing on goals to be served, follow a decision-making process, study the environmental factors around you, analyze available information, develop personal qualities of the team members, and stimulate team creativity along with managing risks. So for outputs, we have change requests. Typically this is in the form of maybe reassigning certain staff members to a different project if there are too much of a conflict going on between team members, or reassigning them to a different project because they're better suited for it. Or it could be coming from in terms of getting a new resource in place of another one in case they were promoted to a different project. So change requests can come in various forms to bring in or based on project team member performance. Project management plan updates, you're updating the human resource management plan and various other plans within it, such as a staffing management plan and RACI and organizational charts to reflect any team updates. And then you have project document updates, which are updates to the issue log, roles description, and project staff assignments. Now, EEF updates, these are inputs to organizational performance appraisals and personnel skill updates. Keep in mind that these EEF updates are basically taken into consideration changes in the outside working environment. For example, now with Amazon Web Services, the big change has been to cloud computing, so the team has to use the outside world in their work and cannot avoid it. Therefore, we are updating our team and managing our project team and make sure that they are following the best practices in their project. Then you have organizational process asset updates. This is historical information and lessons learned documentation, templates, organizational standard processes. Then you have change requests, and we already talked about that we are making change requests to make sure that we have the right resource for the right part of the project, or in the case that the team members are going to get promoted to a different role. As a result, a change request is risen and would need to be approved. Keep in mind, all change requests need to go to perform anyway change control to be approved or rejected, and the approved changes then go back into direct and managed project work to be implemented. So those are all the pieces there for ITTOs. And again, the key benefit of managed project team is that the key benefit is it influences team behavior, manages conflict, resolves issues, and appraises team member performance. Now let's move on to motivational theories to manage project team. First theory that you'll be tested on is the Herzberg theory. This theory has hygiene and motivational factors. Note that hygiene factors are the bare minimum standards that a team member expects to perform his or her best in the project. This includes things like salary, company policy, job security, working conditions, and work-life balance. Motivational factors are secondary priority and are only considered once the hygiene factors are met. Examples of motivational factors include sense of personal achievement, status, recognition, challenging work, responsibility, opportunity for advancement, promotion, and growth. Next, you have McGregor theory X and Y. Theory X is nothing but a manager that micromanages its people, watches people every minute, and it is not recommended style in project management because you face a lot of hostility from your team members and they won't cooperate with you. Theory Y is open collaboration, independent working style with minimum supervision. Generally, Theory Y managers achieve project success versus their Theory X counterparts. Next theory is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This ties to managing the project team because you don't want to overwork your team where their health is being affected adversely. Therefore, all pillars of Maslow's triangle of needs, hierarchy of needs, need to be met to have a successful team. In other words, there needs to be a work-life balance which ties to Herzberg theory's hygiene factors. So you can see here you start off by having biological needs such as sleep, food, and then safety, health, personal finances, and then social needs, work group, having a nice tight-knit work group, and having a good esteem. So once you have good social network in your project team, then obviously esteem is going to be next, and then the highest possible need that you are going to achieve is self-actualization, which will take time as we all progress through our careers. That is the last step in the pillar of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.